joke.
Hi, hey, America's favorite admitted degenerate. How are you guys?
Oh, hi, Aaron. How you doing?
Hello. Well, I mean, I go from very well to nightmare in no time flat. But how are your guys' days going?
How are you and your wife? Are you guys okay? Are you?
Oh, we're
Ashton's very behind. She's
I don't pay attention to this stuff anymore. I touch grass like every day now, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, you are the best of us. It's going, not. It's a goddamn nightmare.
I'm so sorry.
What prompted this conversation, by the way? Who brought this up? How did you get into this?
Well, it's an interesting. I don't know how far into the story you guys got. There was the night of cocaine and the
hand on the thigh. That's where we're at.
Yeah, the night. Okay, so the night before we go to Las Vegas, and I don't know what's been going on when April goes hunting. Like now, the thing is, when this shit happens, you now look back at everything else and you wonder. I don't know.
You told me the other day, right, that they went on a hunting trip together, the three of them.
No, April used to go
Did
to
they say
their
hunting?
No.
Did they do finger quotes, or did they just say hunting?
No, April would go hunting on their land. They didn't go hunting. I mean, they barely went outside. But April would go hunting, and then there was one night that her and Kayla were trying on dresses, and they were sending pictures and everything. And April didn't come home till like 11:30, whatever. And I didn't really think anything
Trying
of it.
on dresses?
Her and Kayla were trying on dresses.
It's a euphemism.
Shopping?
Do we really need to put more doubt into my head? I mean,
Hold on, there's shopping, which is normal.
No, not shopping. They're in Kayla's closet trying on her dress.
Oh, are they the same size and they're like changing, like swapping clothes and shit?
Yeah, it sounds like a way to get April to take her clothes off.
Disrobed.
Thank you, Keanu.
You're welcome.
So, and then
Keanu and Lila and I have all been friends. Have we ever just swapped clothing?
Well, you could swap clothing like you swap husbands, apparently.
Actually, no. Keanu did give me that pink. Keanu gave me that pink bathing suit. I wore it on my.
Lila has a bathing suit of mine.
I have an orange bikini.
Yes,
Right,
I give everyone
really
my
nice.
clothes, but I don't say,
it.
"Hey, try this on in front of me." Right? I just bring in an inordinate amount of clothes and something for everyone, but I don't say disrobe now. Like,
goddamn, it's hard to know where you guys are in the thing. But anyway,
play it.
We were basically
no. It's weird listening to myself tell it.
We're basically at the part where you were explaining when that show where April said, "Well, you don't make me come every time," and then the internet was.
Did what they did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're not at the time where we were all hanging out in my bed.
No, we're not at that. But
okay, I thought we were at that.
Yeah.
So you want to know how this started? Well, we met at the comedy show, obviously, and then we hung out.
It's all
a few
my
times.
fault, Aaron.
It really is. We go and hang out with him a couple of times, and for all I know, the night before we left for Las Vegas in early December was the first time April had tried cocaine. Nick had given it to her, given it to me. They were doing it, and April and Kayla start making out.
Mm-hmm. We heard that. Yeah.
Okay, and then as those two are making out, Nick runs his hand up.
We heard all this.
And we did not abide by that.
And I knock it away. I go, dude, what the fuck? And he goes, oh. And now as I look back, I'm like, that move felt a little too familiar. Like, and I'm like, was I kind of set up in a way? But anyway. So then I start doing stuff with April. He starts doing stuff with Kayla. We break. He and Kayla go into the guest room. Sorry, Keanu. April.
That was your room. That was the Bisconti suite.
Yeah.
How dare you?
We'll do new bedding.
Sanitize it.
April and I had sex, Nick and Kayla had sex. And then the next day we're at the airport.
Did you ever hook up with Kayla?
Only like a million times, but it was, only we're skipping ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll get there, Ashton.
You're ruining the story.
We'll get there. And then, the weirdest thing, like I said, you just kind of keep playing things back in your head and wondering What the fuck?
I didn't realize this was happening at your house. So yes, because I was going, I'm like, their house. Where's the
so
children?
Kayla comes into our room naked and starts just showing me pictures of her family.
Oh, I thought she was clothed showing
I'm-
you pictures of her family.
As I'm lying in the bed, oh shit, was she clothed? She was topless. She had clothes on in the bottom. So she's showing me
how
pictures.
confusing for your penis to be topless and then family photos.
Yes.
Well,
I would say that's very strange. It makes the whole situation weird. She's showing you pictures of her children and she's naked.
They're people that act like this is normal, right?
Ashton, let me just say, buckle up, sweetheart.
What the hell? Who just sits there naked looking photos of their children?
And at this point, you guys
not her children. Not her children. These were like, this doesn't make it any better, but like brothers and sisters and stuff. She was explaining like,
oh God, Jesus Christ, heaven almighty, help us.
Hi, Aaron. Would you like to see my tits and a picture of my brother?
Jesus Christ had
my
nothing
brother has a lazy eye and I have a lazy thigh.
So on Thursday or Wednesday or whatever, as April and I are in the airport, April keeps talking about what happened the night before. And I'm kind of rattled by it because I'm like, I didn't really know what the fuck kind of happened. This seems a little like I knew the Rekeita's reputation with the swinging and everything. And I was kind of just thinking, like, I think that's where they're trying to go with this. And we're in April and I are at the airport and she's just like, you're distant. What's going on? And I'm like, nothing. I'm fine. I'm excited for the trip, so on and so forth. She keeps wanting to talk about the night before. I'm like, yeah, it was fun. It was great. Whatever. This goes on until like Friday morning. Finally, I have a talk with April and I'm like, look, I can tell that we enjoyed that very much. Whatever. I go, I proposed the idea. April was very quick to acquiesce and say yes. And then the first time we talked to the Rekeitas about it, this should have been a red flag for me. As soon as we text Nick and Kayla about it, they go, hey, can you guys download this encrypted app called Signal and then contact us on that? And
so you didn't already have Signal?
No.
Okay.
And so I went, got Signal, and then we were talking throughout the Las Vegas vacation. And then when we got back,
why would you need to download a weird app to talk to?
Right.
Well, Signal's not weird. It's just so much so your stuff's not tracked by the government as much. But the thing is, there is an option where you can have messages erased.
The government doesn't care about swinging.
It's not like
it's
not like we're gonna swing and then kill the.
Look at Hunter Biden. He's been doing all matter of things.
Why not
love.
Talk over Snapchat? Why not talk over like something that's designed for the messages?
Over to your friends over text.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if they wanted an app where the messages disappear, why choose Signal of all things?
Why not just fuck your own spouse? Look, there's a lot of questions.
That's the main question.
Where I'm at now.
All right, keep going, Aaron.
So then it's just there's a lot of hangouts and stuff where Kayla and I start getting closer. Nothing's gotten to like sex yet, but like getting closer.
More and more family members
know each other. I start seeing third cousins once removed, and I'm just like, this is a lot.
You've seen the whole family tree at this point.
Yeah, and then eventually it just got into the sexual part, and then Kayla and I got very, very close. All of this, by the way, is degenerate and horrible, and I'm not a good person for this, and I should have known better, done better, whatever. But for the sake of telling the story, shit just got weird. Nick and April would do cocaine pretty much every day by late January or so. Kayla would do it relatively regularly. I probably did it 3 times tops after that first encounter. And it just went, it was like just a boulder rolling downhill. It was just Kayla, it just became more time with Kayla, less time with my wife. April and I would fight about drugs. Every time I would tell her, look, I really don't like you doing this. I think the cocaine should stop. you're just jealous that I have more fun with our friends, and you don't understand I do it because it's fun, and you're just being a monster. And then we'd fight about, then other shit would come up, and I don't even know what we're fighting about anymore. You're yelling at each other. It's a disaster. Swinging continues. It wasn't even swinging at this point. It was just full-blown wife. I mean, it was just swapping spouses because I was tired of fighting with April, and Kayla was always just so sweet to me and nice to me and everything else. But then again, I keep thinking about this. I'm ignoring the fact that these people are doing cocaine in a house with 5 children in it, and I'm a part of it, and I'm not doing anything to stop it. And yet I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I'm the good guy because I'm not doing what they're doing, but yet I'm the sober one. I'm not putting a stop to it.
Who puts the kids to bed in this situation?
Aaron makes some SpaghettiOs and shit.
I made him SpaghettiOs a couple of times.
Yeah, you shouldn't make anyone's children SpaghettiOs.
Like, how does that work?
What's that?
You make them SpaghettiOs and then you go fuck their mom? Like, how does that work?
He didn't say he was perfect, Chrissy.
I will say this. I don't think there was any. I don't know. I'm not.
I know.
The point is, holy shit, Jesus Christ.
You know, what it sounds like to me is that, like, there was a moment where you consented to something and you thought you were comfortable with something, but clearly you weren't, but you didn't want to stop because you wanted to make your wife happy.
Oh, quite the opposite, Ashton. I fell in love with this other woman.
Oh.
Like, I legit fell in love with her. She would say things like, you're my, like, we'd be in bed and this woman, we'd be in bed and this woman would go, I think you're my soulmate. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Good dick will do that to you.
Did you feel like she was your soulmate, Aaron?
What's that?
Did you feel like she was your soulmate?
At the time.
What about your whole mate?
Yeah.
At the time, it was so hard to watch what cocaine was doing to the woman I used to love, that this person being good to me and expressing, Kayla was the one who expressed a want to be done with all of it and to get rid of the drugs and everything else. And I'm going over a lot of the lore here. I'm skipping a lot, but just for the swinging stuff, it was just nice to talk to somebody who wanted to be done with all of it and hope that maybe you could help them. Especially towards the end when I knew I had to get the fuck out of there, and that it was just starting to be drama to drama, disaster to disaster. When people are high on coke, everything is just fucking high school level of drama constantly, and you just can't communicate with anybody.
They feel invincible, and then once you got out of it too, you would keep in contact with her to check on April too.
Right? I would, and I thought if I could help Kayla, then Kayla could help me help April. That was kind of my grand plan.
Oh my god,
Nick was always someone that if you questioned his usage, he'd come up with a WebMD thing that he'd researched. And trust me, you don't understand how it works.
This whole situation you agreed to, like everyone agreed to this. Then why the hell is it being talked about? Like, y'all were involved in this. Y'all agreed to it.
Well, it fell the fuck apart.
Yeah.
It was a disaster. It ended up being real. Well,
Ashton
just got arrested. Yeah.
Do a quick Google search of Nick Rekieta. And
I think y'all need therapy. It's done me wonders.
Oh, Ashton, I'm in therapy currently. Yes, it's wonderful. It is very good.
Therapy.
Yeah.
It's,
and Aaron, I mean, when you got out of there, sort of, you started going to Al-Anon meetings and, trying, and I think that that's really helped you. But you also have a show and you talk about your life, but you never said anything about them until what transpired the other day.
Yeah, Nick took a few pot shots on his dumb drunken streams, and then I, got a little shitty, and then the arrest happened, and I went, well, guess we can talk about everything now. It's all pretty much out there. Kayla tells the police, oh yeah, she's our live-in maid. It's like, all right, well, y'all know what that means. But yeah, it was
your maid doesn't normally sleep in the bed with you.
No, we all
see. Look, there's a French maid outfit and everything.
Exactly. Her name is Yvette. Oh, I'm sorry, April.
Yvette.
Yeah. What is this, Clue? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was Yeah, it was weird because now with all of them, and I've heard from 2 of them since they've gotten out, and both are in denial. Both, I mean, certainly don't look upon me kindly. That's for sure.
Well, you got
But
out.
Right.
yeah, and well, that's what one of them told me. Well, Kayla texted me today, and well, I think I sent it to I think Keanu
What do
got
you
it
mean got out? Like, what does that mean? Got
jail
out of what?
of jail.
Okay.
Ashton,
Not
Well,
all
I
three
got
of
out
these.
no,
I got
not
no,
Aaron.
I got out of the house in the situation. There was just too much. My kids didn't like going there, and then the drugs would be there, and they would, I just didn't want my kids around that stuff. There was a night where I was going to go the next day and hang out with Kayla, and she was like, "Are you coming?" And I said, "My kids were out in the front
Not
yard."
every time. Just kidding.
Fucking bitch.
Give me
the-
10 minutes.
kids, kids, kids were out in the front yard playing. My friends and some neighbors were over, and I was just having fun. And I told Kayla, I go, I miss this. Like, I miss being around my friends and my family and my kids playing in the yard and stuff like that. I don't think I'm coming back. And I would get angry messages from Nick. He texts me. He goes, "You led my wife on," which is such a weird fucking thing to say.
That is the most disturbing thing you told me, because I'm like, what is wrong with him? What made, like, you led my poor wife on? Why would you leave her like this?
Yeah.
She has many more family members to show you on her phone, topless. Like, what sense
Is he
does that
telling
make?
you to take his wife?
You led her on to your dick.
I think April and Nick were doing coke so much together. They were just kind of coke buddies. And then I was, and I don't see it this way, but I think those 2 saw it this way. I was keeping Kayla busy so that they could hang out and do their thing.
Or maybe she was keeping you busy to, like,
Oh,
maybe, so they could,
Yeah. Because I mean, nobody saw it my way. That's for sure. Once I said, "Look, I can't," it was just really shitty messages from Nick, ending with him telling me to K myself. The world, or do the world a favor and K yourself. That was a bit rich. That was the last interaction we had.
on the road you're in, buddy. Jesus.
Yeah.
I have a picture of the brunch I went to with my family after my dad died. You want to see it?
Only with your tits out, please.
And those milkers look good.
They're gonna explode.
Yeah.
If you need to go, Chrissy, it's okay too. We can end this because I know your boobs hurt.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm entranced with the story.
Okay.
But
good.
that's the serious, or that's the abridged version. And no, Ashton's right to be
Autistic.
disgusted. It's gross. Like, I sat there while all this was happening, and while I got myself and my 3 children out, like, I didn't report it. I didn't say anything. I didn't call the police. I didn't call Child Protective Services. Like, what I did was, it was fucking degenerate. It was not good. It's something I definitely have to work off, I think, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it.
It's not so much I'm disgusted with, like, whatever you guys do in the bedroom. It's more so I feel like there's a bigger, because I just Googled what happened with Nick, and, like, that should be the bigger concern. Like, what happened in the bedroom is whatever, but the fact that there was like children present to a lot of what was going on, I think, is a bigger
drugs,
issue.
and guns.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
Well, guns I don't care about as much because for protection.
Was everybody?
Like,
were all the kids like asleep?
Yeah, either asleep or gone. Like, they would be with grandparents or whatever when the sex stuff.
Okay. But still, like, keeping drugs in the house with kids there, that's.
I mean, I with the drugs, that was, saying I tried doesn't really matter because nobody was willing to stop. Nobody was willing to admit they had a problem. I mean, Kayla was the only one who would, from time to time, say she wanted to stop, but that's as far as it got. I couldn't really. First of all, I'm so overmatched in trying to help people get off that stuff anyway, because what do I know about it? Like, what
my question is, how did the cops find out? Like, how did
a pastor made a CPS report at the police station?
Their
the pastor know?
Correct? Yeah.
Did they go to confession and tell the pastor, or what?
Well, pastors are mandated reporters, so if they see something or hear something from
they say something.
Children, if they see something, they say something. So
I don't think Nick was behind the thing going, I'm really sorry for doing so much cocaine around my children. Could please never say this. He's like 10 hard fathers. No, I think that he probably saw what was going on online and he's like falling asleep and is completely messed up. And the pastor stepped in. It was completely clear what was going on from Nick's streams, at least, right?
Well,
it's not like Nick was doing the coke on stream or something. Like someone who knew had to have said something. I'm sorry, someone who knew for sure and knew Nick personally and knew what he was doing had to have said something.
Who cares who said anything? These people are all lucky to be alive. And I feel like the fact that anyone's arguing or saying, oh, Aaron told or this person told, it's like, who gives a shit? Okay, all these people involved, there is fentanyl that's in cocaine. They're all very lucky to have their lives.
Right. What's going to happen to the kids? Like, are the kids okay? Like
the kids are with family. There's a CPS investigation going on right now. Oh, and Lila, don't worry about the fentanyl and the cocaine. If you talk to Nick about that, he only gets good cocaine and it doesn't have any fentanyl in it, and he's sure.
Oh, right. And Nick, and I almost called you Nick. Just kidding. Aaron. And what did he say? Once you do so many lines, doesn't even make you high anymore.
There were a couple things when I confronted Nick. When there was one time he was
Aaron,
fighting.
Do you feel like because I feel like you went from a place of not saying things and now you are very open. Do you I just like, and I don't know what the legal future holds for all parties involved, but are you like good with the things you're saying?
I've spoken to a lawyer and the police department, and basically they said, look, admitting to your drug use, he goes, we can't arrest you for that. Otherwise we'd have to arrest every, entertainer who's went on a podcast and talked about how many drugs they've done. But it's I can't remember. Okay, so Nick, I a couple times on the drugs, I saw him rip 2 giant rails of coke, and I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, dude, are you gonna be okay? Like, I don't want to watch you fucking die in front of me. Like, I don't know what to do. And he goes, no, it's okay. You see, once you do enough of it, like, you can't get any more high. It just kind of builds up and then releases later. I'm like, I'm not talking about being high. I'm talking about your fucking heart exploding. No. It's totally okay. All right. Fine.
Yeah, I've seen Pulp Fiction. I know what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then there was another time where I just talked to him in general. I'm like, you and April are doing a lot of coke. Like, I saw you guys do, one line early in the morning, one line later in the morning. I go, that's
and
twice.
And then a snack.
This is all really, really sad. Aaron no longer has his wife. They're divorced. April doesn't live there. She has a cocaine addiction that, this is all really awful shit that's gone down. And Aaron, as this is so horrible, but honestly, I do commend you for your bravery to even speak about this. A lot of people are saying, oh, Aaron shouldn't say this. But at this point, it's like, what the fuck does he have to lose? His wife is gone. Yeah. He's lucky that he got out of it, that he could have had a cocaine addiction. I mean, he's very lucky that he didn't get fucking hooked on this shit.
Right.
You are very lucky, Aaron, that you didn't get hooked on that.
It's not really bravery, though. I still chicken shitted out and didn't protect those 5 kids. I didn't report anything.
You made them
forget about the fact that you can even say that you're honest right there, that you're like, you're just being honest right now. I appreciate that.
That's what I like. And like, there are people that talk about their lives. They're open and honest. You said, these are my flaws. This is what happened with me in the situation. But Aaron, you didn't just get out of there like a week ago. This was months ago that
7 weeks ago Friday.
And it's been, you didn't disparage them or say, you said on your show, this is my experience. You didn't say anything about it before. So you can talk about whatever you want if it's out in the open. I think in the long run, it'll probably help them. And I'm praying, Aaron, I keep telling you, I never pray. I'm praying for all of them. Like,
yeah, they have to acknowledge they have a problem first, and they're not ready to do that.
I really hope they get the help they need. I
do too. Look, I said this before. I hope April shows up at Keanu's wedding. I hope we're friends. I hope we get along. I hope everything goes great. I cannot ever have her around my children again. That ship has sailed.
Right.
It sucks because, I mean, the thing about addiction is you watch the person you loved die first, and then they get replaced by this other person who hates you and despises you. partially because you're trying to get them to stop, and you just, and then
But
you
the new
tell them, you go, I
person-
don't recognize you, and they go, I'm the same person I've always been. I'm like, nobody's still the same
just
person.
skinnier.
When someone goes through like a mental health crisis or an addiction, they're never going to accept the fact that they really need help and need to change their behavior until they hit rock bottom. And that's when they have to like force themselves to realize that they're destroying themselves, unfortunately. Like, speaking from experience, people really who are this deep into addiction, especially something that's like a drug or whatever, like they kind of have to hit rock bottom, because even if you like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have stepped in, but even if you did step in, the likelihood that they would have stopped right then and there is not likely at all.
I did step in. I mean, I did tell them, you know, stop, whatever. It just, I might as well not have, because they just blow right past you. I mean,
I think them bringing drugs to your house was the fucking
do we
nail
know?
in the
Do we know that
coffin.
story yet, or no?
I think I don't know.
I
think
have not talked about that story.
So one of the first times Nick came over to my house, he took a little bit of cocaine and just put it out on my kitchen counter and just did it right there. And I said, dude, he goes, what? I said, I have 3 fucking kids and an ex-wife that if she found a speck of that shit would take my kids away immediately. Don't ever bring that to my house. Okay, I won't. Around March, my kids are home. And I hear Nick yell, April, we did one for you. He and Kayla are in the upstairs bedroom bathroom at my house. And they go, April, we made one for you. And I'm like, I know they ain't making burgers in my fucking bathroom. No, so I ran up.
They made her a new dress to try on.
Yeah.
No.
I ran up and I went and looked in the bathroom, and there's Nick and Kayla with the little mini lockbox safe that the police probably seized. Totally open, baggies and shit all over the place. Cocaine on my bathroom counter, and I lost it. I just went downstairs. I go, April, get down here. April comes downstairs. I go, I told them to never bring any fucking drugs in this house while the kids were here. And April goes, oh yeah, no, I'll talk to them. I go, could you do it angry, please? Like,
that sounds like she's almost complicit to it. Like, she was just like, don't care.
Are on like they're on a different room. They're like what? On a different level?
Yeah, they're on a different floor of the house. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter to me. So
No, it shouldn't matter to that. There should not be drugs around children. It's simple as that.
So I'm irate about this. April's like, yeah, I'll go talk to him. And she goes up and I can hear her talking to them. She goes, guys, you can't bring that here. And I'm like, wow. So okay, that's what we're doing. We're like, guys, just kind of put it away. It'll be fine. I'm like, how about screaming at them? How about yelling, whatever? So I go downstairs and I'm angry. Kayla comes downstairs, tears in her eyes, hugs me. She goes, I'm so sorry. We should have never let that happen. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's okay. Let's just have a day.
What do you mean? They made the active choice to bring cocaine into your home where children live.
And why don't those two come downstairs as well and all apologize? Why is Kayla again? Therefore, just
because they thought that Kayla would be my weak spot, and they just send her down there, and then he'll be fine.
And April, her not yelling, that's just not in her nature even at all. And I think she just really got caught up in something. It's hard for me to blame her. That's why I get like sad about it. And it was your wife, right? I can't imagine how you feel, but like
she needs to take responsibility, because the shit that's been yelled at me and the things I've been called, and like I'm in Al-Anon in therapy for it, because I really believe I believe there are days where I believe the things she said when I would tell her to get off drugs. Like, you've been a monster to me, you've been nasty to me, you're a bad guy, and this and that. It's like, you fucking believe it. And
so there's people online too. Like I know people in the chat right now are mentioning Anna, wanting her to come on and sort of share her sense on the matter. I know Dick Masterson has a different opinion on this. This is the only perspective that I'm hearing, so I can't know everything, but I do kind of want multiple perspectives of this, because Anna has said a few things online regarding how she feels about it, and like what's her perspective on it, knowing Nick is a friend.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Anna, our friend.
Yeah, Star Wars girl.
And then so after the drug safe thing is discovered, I walk to the couch. I walk upstairs. I go to the couch where my 4-year-old is on her tablet. Where Nick was sitting on the couch a couple hours prior. And I see a container. And I don't know what's in the container. I walk it over into the kitchen, over the sink. I unscrew the top. It's full of cocaine. Nick had a container of cocaine. It fell out of his pocket next to my fucking 4-year-old, and I lost my mind. Call April down again. I tell her, everybody get out of the fucking house right now. Everybody leave. Not acceptable, not okay, whatever. I go outside. I'm throwing I'm very mad. I don't want to see the kids. Don't want the kids to see me this upset. I go into the garage. I sit down. Kayla comes out to the garage again.
Again, the distraction, shooting more family. Like
Tears
for what?
Tears in her eyes, and I go, honest to God, either this shit has to go or I'm going to go. This never fucking happens again. I know it's so terrible. We have to stop. We all have to stop. It has to be over. Like a fucking sucker, I hung in there for another 6 weeks or so, thinking it would be. It wasn't. They would just reload again, and people would be doing it. And the times where I would, I'd kiss Kayla or I'd kiss my wife, and then my lips would go numb. I fucking disgusted. It's just knowing that it still kept on.
Numb,
and again,
it was such a good kiss.
And and again, because I'm chicken shit, because I didn't have the balls to walk out then, I stayed. I stuck around. Again, there's things I'm going to have to live with forever that I should have done and I didn't.
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
My biggest worry, right, again goes back to the kids, right? So it is because like
no, for real. I've been saying this. It's like I've got guns, drugs, children. No bueno. Yeah. Oh, did we lose her?
Wow, she really knows how to make a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Thanks for the super chat. After all he did in front of you when he first came over to your house, you still invited them into your bed, huh? I don't have to read these if it's gonna
no, it's fine. I mean,
okay.
yeah, guys, if you're gonna tell me that I fucked up, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna agree with you. I mean, again, I lost my wife. I could have lost my fucking kids.
And you could have lost your life, Aaron.
Yeah.
One wrong sniff, one wrong. Again, I think people are not truly understanding the fact that everybody in this situation is very lucky to be alive. Cocaine is a serious drug. And with the amount of cocaine that you're talking about that they all used and you yourself used at certain times, you are very lucky to be alive, So it's a messed up situation. You lost your wife. All of this is on the internet. And at least you have the bravery to speak about it because, at least you can warn people, don't do cocaine. Do not do drugs.
I think the thing Keanu is most embarrassed and disappointed in me in is the fact that at 37 I did Molly.
You know what?
Wow,
Yes.
better late than never.
Right.
It was more embarrassing than when you put your legs up on the table for the second time when you.
I was going to tell Ashton, I go, look at how stressed I've been over this. Look at how skinny my legs are getting. It's terrible.
She's like, I don't even remember who you are.
Yeah. I remember.
No, Aaron, I'm not embarrassed by anything you've done. I like Lila said, I commend you for being open and honest. Or else, what would Patrick Melton talk about, right?
Exactly. And if I can't give Patrick Melton something to talk about, I don't want to live on this earth anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, she's back. Good.
JB, great show tonight, Chrissy. We're getting all the details. Thank you, JB. Thank you, darling. Maps go on the wall. Nick's dealer, does his family have anything to worry about? Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Probably fake.
Nick's deal.
Zato, Chrissy, you've outdone yourself. We trolled Clam. Then Aaron came on. That's worth applause. Thank you, Zato.
It's interesting. There's a new theory out there that April might flip because she's been with Nick to pick them up, that she may flip on Nick's dealer. And that's why her charges were dropped. I hadn't heard that one before. I thought, ooh, that's interesting.
Wow.
I think that they're like, she's just visiting the fam. I think I heard too. It's like, well, you know what? It's not her home technically. I think they're like, what are we
but then Kayla said to the police that was their live-in nanny. So, it's, I'll say it's a mess. It's a fucking disaster. Kayla texted me this week. She texted me Monday and she said, everyone here is low. It's a disaster. You were right. This destroyed us all, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, these I told you so's or these I'm rights, like they don't feel good because it's like nobody's gonna change because of them, so it doesn't matter.
It's like Kayla kept coming downstairs to, calm you down and like make you hear what you wanted to hear while whatever else was going on. It feels like she's still doing that. And like none of them are bad people. In April got caught up in something that like maybe she didn't have enough of a college years where she experimented or did whatever. April's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. That's why it's so fucking emotional and awful
before you started telling people.
What's that, Ashton?
Was this ever public information before you started telling people? Because I know obviously the raids and whatnot and the drug use is going to end up being public information because that's the police showed up and that's going to be written down. But was what you're saying about, the swinging, was that ever public?
It was something that people have been theorizing very correctly. It's creepy how right people were. It's rumors that were out there. And then once April got arrested and her credit cards were on their nightstand in their bedroom, and it's Nick and Kayla and April, it's like, well, let's get the story out there then.
Do you worry that getting the story out there is going to hurt the kids in any way? Like, having this about their parents out there would affect them?
I don't.
Why is everybody blaming Aaron? All these people chose to do cocaine,
and
they all chose to do the cocaine.
Nick is a public person.
I'm not blaming Aaron. I'm saying, are we thinking about how it's going to affect the kids?
Well, Nick got on his stream so fucked up, he almost fell asleep and was fucking didn't even know the camera was on. That will affect his kids. It's his own.
I don't think this part is going to affect the kids. Plus, Nick has said on his stream before that he and his wife went to swingers resorts and things like that. I mean, this is not the first time.
But it's not the swinging thing. Listen, swinging isn't illegal.
Right.
It's the fucking, whatever.
Drugs and whatnot. I mean, look, I do a show where I talk about my life. This happens to be what my life is about right now. So if I can't tell if I can't tell what I saw, what I went through, everything else, in a way, I'm being disingenuous to my audience. I'm being dishonest with my audience. I'm holding back from them. Look, okay, word is out. Don't have me around if you do coke because I'm going to say something. Cool, that's fine. I'm at peace with that being the consequence.
Right, and it wasn't going to. They're all public people, actually. Maybe Kayla is the only one that wasn't a public person.
She's been on.
Right?
She's been on streams before.
Okay, so then you know what? That's what happens, and it's awful. And I never pray again. I wish not just April. I'm all of them. It's a terrible fucking thing, But
oh, Gino's in the chat. Did Aaron ask about me? Also, Chrissy, the make SpaghettiOs and fuck your mother line didn't get the full props to deserve. Thank you, Gino.
Did you make them SpaghettiOs and then fuck
Thank
them?
you, Biscotti.
Somebody hears me.
If you want to.
Just before, this was Anna's comment. I don't know if you care or want to react to this, Aaron.
Because you'd make the SpaghettiOs and then you'd fuck. Never mind.
Oh, and then you fucked it. Okay.
This is what Anna said. So let me get this straight. You and your wife are both swingers. You latch onto a famous couple, willingly use them for clout, and engage in sexy time shenanigans, which was already your thing to begin with. Then the fabric of your relationship falls apart. So you turn on the couple you were using, cry, grooming, and are now milking your 5 minutes of fame for as much internet fame as you can. Sorry, but I have zero sympathy for either of you. You're nothing but a couple of clout chasing rats. Wow. I don't think swinging was already your thing to begin with, Aaron. But what do I know?
Yeah, it wasn't really my thing. And other people have cried grooming. I didn't cry grooming. I've said everybody needs to take responsibility for what they did.
I've said groom in a way only, and I know it's a heavy word, and I'm trying not to say that. I'm sorry, I'm emotional about my friend April, right? But I feel like I meant groom in the sense that somebody of a higher power, a streamer, influenced her in a way that would be much like grooming. And I think that's sort of the definition of it. I don't mean that and I really do kind of believe that. And she sort of fell in love with this. He's like, he's very convincing in the way that he speaks. That's the only way I mean it.
Yeah.
So,
and as far as clout chasing goes, I didn't get any kind of bump from any of it until this arrest happened. And I happened to be the one person who wasn't arrested. So I could kind of tell some stories. So yeah, Anna, if you want to run cover for Nick and you want to run protection for Nick, that's fine. I would run cover for the 5 children that are the victim of all this rather than try to protect your friend or someone you might see as your online meal ticket. I don't know. But I guess, you might get a nice text from Nick and he'll tell you did a good job protecting him. But otherwise, I would worry about those kids that we all failed, that all 4 of us failed badly.
That's the bottom line, I think. And do you know Anna? And I love Anna. I love Anna.
I don't. So it's very, very
we all love
convenient
her.
We do love Anna. She's always been really cool to us.
But
But I have a question. What is Nick Rekieta like? What is his claim to fame? How did he get huge on YouTube?
The Rittenhouse trial and the
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard
trial.
Yeah.
Okay, so couldn't it be argued that Nick Rekieta got famous for latching onto the clout of Amber Heard and all of these people? Like, it's just kind of interesting that people
also,
will say
Anna didn't get clout based on Nick Rekieta. She got clout because she was one of the few people who actually went after Disney Star Wars. And actually
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Nick and what he got it from Amber Heard, and it's like people claiming that there's clout. It's like, Aaron, this is just Aaron's life, and it went to shit because of cocaine and drugs, and that's just all. He's just telling the story of what happened to him. Like, I don't see how that is clout chasing when he literally has lost his wife, who no longer lives with him, and he's clearly in some sort of shock of all the shit that's happened. And I'm not defending anyone here. I'm just like, this is a really messed up story, and it just comes down to the fact that, like, don't do drugs. If anybody gets anything from this, is don't do cocaine, don't do drugs.
With fentanyl and everything too, and then it's just really fucking sad. It's horrible, and it should be a lesson to them. And thank God everyone's okay is all I keep going in my head. Like, I hope April, Aaron, April's with her family, hopefully, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you are struggling with any sort of addiction or mental health, please get help. I know sometimes you may not think you need the help that you need, but please get help before it gets worse and worse and it completely destroys you. That's all to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is people who need the help hear people say, get help if you need it. They don't think they need it. So it's like,
it's like, it falls on deaf ears. Right.
And it sucks because like Nick is my friend, and I feel like the what you're describing doesn't sound, I don't know.
But you know what? I think really there are layers to people. Okay. Every time I've met Nick and Kayla, they've always been lovely and wonderful to me in person when I've met them. Aaron had a different experience. He had it doesn't.
Oh, he was great friends with them too.
I was good friends with them. They could be lovely people. They could be nice people, especially Kayla could be a lovely woman. But these, they say demons for a reason. They have these demons and they won't let go. And it was funny when I would talk to Kayla about getting out and, going away for a while and getting better. She goes, the sad irony of this was, she goes, I can't leave my 5 kids. Yeah. And I would say, but what if you went away, you got better and you came back, you were better for those 5 kids than you ever could be. I can't leave my kids. Now she chose that path, and now her 5 kids have been taken from her, is the sad irony of the whole thing.
I can't imagine what they're thinking either. It's just so sad. And I can't I lay awake at night thinking of, like, you know what? I think like what April fucking is probably thinking right now too, like, and I just, I like hurt for her,
Yeah. April currently blames me for all of it.
I know. And it's she's not herself. She's still just not in that like right mindset. Right. So it's just so fucked up, isn't it? Like,
I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry that you're crying. Like,
so untoward. God, no.
It's fine.
For some reason, I've run out of tears. Like I've cried so much. Like my tears, I've run out of them.
No, I don't even mean to cry. I don't mean to be like emotional. I just, she just, I hate to.
She was a sweet girl.
She is the sweetest person. One time I brought a hair, and I was telling them this. One time I brought a White Claw in the truck, And I blamed it on Gino, and she freaked out. She was so freaked out about the fucking White Claw in the truck. She was like, "This is so irresponsible." Like this. That's the kind of person that she was. So I just
and
hate this.
She was driving me and Lila to and from the airport at all hours of the day.
She was
like
so sweet.
not
Chrissy, when she dropped me off at the airport, she literally cried. Like we cried together because we had such a good weekend. Like well, it wasn't that great of a weekend, Chrissy, but you know, like, it was.
It's awful.
It was a great weekend.
It was a great weekend. No, I felt like we were trauma bonded. There was a lot of tears that weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, just
I can't imagine how you feel, Aaron. So
a little bit of guilt because you kind of, you know,
It's hard to masturbate to Lila when you keep crying.
Get out.
Sorry.
Like, it's hard because I also I think Ashton brought it up earlier. I failed as a husband as well. Like I brought us into this situation.
I never said that. I didn't say you failed. I said there needs to be other steps, in my opinion.
No, he failed.
Then I'll say I failed. Then I'll say I failed. Okay,
Aaron, you fucking failed, bro.
Yeah,
you did. This was a major fuck up in your life, and it's being played out for all of us to watch. I mean, my God, what a train wreck. What a motherfucking train wreck, Aaron. My heart goes out to you, but yeah, you failed.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What was he supposed to do, though? Like, he didn't force the cocaine up her nose.
Well, no, stay away from the whole situation. Not
exactly. Let's not get in the hot tub. What did I learn from this? I'm never getting in a hot tub with another couple. I'm not doing that. I told Eric, I was like, we ain't hot tubbing with people. Hot tub is just a one couple only situation. You can't have 4 people in hot tub. Not happening.
This makes your mind go nuts, and then you'll start showing pictures of your family. Next thing you know, people are topless, and then we're all addicted to drugs. There's a battering ram, 5 kids, and people are in jail. That's basically how it goes.
And for everyone who's mad at like Keanu for or like people are like, oh, April's Keanu. People are trying to like, oh, April's 30, April's an adult. Like, yes, this is true, but at the same time, like when someone is addicted to drugs or has a mental illness and doesn't seek help and doesn't work on bettering themselves, they become a completely different person than they are. And
this is Aaron's fault. He failed as a husband. This is Aaron's fault. And he's taking the L. He's taking the L like a champ.
He's
taking
Everybody
it.
tweet him now. He's probably sleeping or.
I'm just saying, Keanu and Chrissy knew April and Nick, and you know, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. And Kayla as different people, and I'm sure a lot of the drug use affected who they are as people and how they treat themselves and others around them. It definitely can.
I'd never be mean to somebody addicted to drugs. It's a disease. It's horrible. And Aaron, I'm not gonna say you failed. I'm gonna say where your misstep is where I think putting her on the show, even though you guys for a time were great together, I think the internet really got to her. I remember having extensive conversations. I'm like, you gotta really just stay off of, don't comment back to anybody. And she really wanted to do that, but I think that's where it was a misstep for you. But
she needed the escape because she couldn't deal with the
misstep, failure. Tomato.
A big lesson I learned is that never working, especially online, with a partner again. You can't do it.
I'm never doing Gratcast again, Visconti. I don't want to become addicted to drugs.
Frank, stop making thumbnails. I'm hiring someone else.
Masturbate here.
I really picked the wrong crowd to say something to, didn't I?
Or teasing, no.
Drew here. Oh, what's up, Drew? Been
Drew.
following the Minnesota story all week. I first met you, April, Lila, and Nick at Chrissy's comedy show in Sartell. Ran into you in April at Mystic in New Year's. Hope everyone gets the help they need and the kids remain safe. Thank you, Drew. Drew. You know Drew. Zato, what the fuck happened to just striving to be a decent person, a real one? Murals, ethics, decency. What's a mural? Oh, moral.
Yeah. Morals.
Well, sometimes you get in a hot tub and it all goes to shit.
It's a hot tub. It's really my fault is what we're dancing around. It was my fault.
Chrissy,
if my dad hadn't been murdered, I would have been there. And
then clearly this is your dad's fault more than your fault.
It would have been.
No,
it was whoever killed him, which we still don't know who the fuck it was, which is bothering me a lot.
And Chrissy, you have so much to deal with that too. That hanging, this is not your fault, okay? Jesus God, I know you
I
have
don't think
that
Chrissy really
feeling,
thinks
but
it's her fault.
it's really not.
It was Chrissy's fault. I mean, she
It
kept
was my
saying for
fault.
months. For months, the Rekeitas and Aaron and April, they all live in Minnesota. They
Oh,
should
why
be
are they
friends.
not friends?
They should be friends. And
Right.
look at what the friendship turned into. Now
They
Aaron
should
is
be
alone,
friends.
and
No,
Aaron is
see,
taking this giant L.
I've set up 2 couples who've gotten married, and now I'm almost too good at matching people up.
Aaron,
Alright.
do you feel like a sort of like freedom though, that like you're just like, well, shit, what do I have to lose? I could just fuck it.
Yeah, no. There's definitely that. It's definitely the freedom to just like, especially when you admit what you did wrong, then you just feel like, you know what? Nobody, you have no secrets. Nobody can uncover anything or anything like that. You can just kind of say whatever you want. It is nice. Although the things you're saying bring back remarkably traumatic memories.
Well,
It is traumatic, yeah.
The most nightmarish thing happened already. You lost your wife. She's not there, and
I still say you never know what the future will hold. Because I do think you guys were a good couple.
We were a very good couple. It's just you got to protect that.
I'm praying.
But it
April
sounds
will
like
come out of
Aaron,
it,
like
so.
there's nothing she could do to rebuild that trust, and there's no you without the kids, so it doesn't sound like.
Yeah, I mean, the kids, well, and the worst part is the kids would talk to other people, not me. They talk to their grandparents, my parents, and they would say like, and it's heartbreaking that they didn't feel like they could say it to me, but they would say to my mom, April just doesn't seem to care about us anymore. April doesn't seem to spend as much time with us anymore. And April is, and you're just like, and they're like, we don't really feel like going to dad's as much anymore because we're worried what kind of mood April's going to be in.
Oh boy.
And then you find that out later, like after the fact, you're like, if somebody would have told me this, I'd have been out months earlier. Like if somebody would have just told me that's how my kids feel, I would have said, well, this shit all stops today.
Right.
But
yeah, and you're not saying you didn't make mistakes at all.
No, I fucked up big time.
He did.
I mean,
he knows he fucked up. He fucked up big time. This is a massive L. This is a big ass failure. I mean, this is huge.
But everybody has autonomy over their life, though.
Aaron, I say this with love. This is,
I know,
but this is, you fucked up. You failed horribly. Tragically. This is traumatizing. Everybody that's watching this right now is like, oh my God,
what is a failure.
What a goddamn nightmare. It's like a train wreck. You can't keep your eyes off of it. You know what I mean? You're like, wow. Anyways.
I think you did.
I'm saying
Spooky Pen says, as a child who was neglected and had to watch substance abuse, the resentment his kids will have will be lifelong. Hope the coke bumps were worth shedding that trust. Ugh.
I keep thinking of the 16-year-old kid. It's just like, the other kids are way younger, right? I just keep thinking, it's like, what's going on with my fucking parents?
Sounds like the White House. Thank you, Sam. That's funny. Renee Villarreal, good people are unrecognizable when addiction takes over. Sad that Aaron lost his wife, but I hope Nick and his wife in April want to get well so they can heal. Yeah, I want that too. It's really sad.
Yeah, I'm
I just
sure
didn't
they'll
think
be
cocaine could do this to people.
The problem is, you can't.
I don't think it was just cocaine either. Not for April, but
cocaine and horniness.
Cocaine and booze. I mean, you can't outrun it though, and that's what they're trying to do. Like you have to just admit it and let it have its day and deal with it. The problem is they're all still trying to outrun it and outsmart it. You can't.
Well, then what do they have? And also, what do they have ketamine for then?
I don't know. I never saw any. I don't think.
Do they have any livestock?
They have horses. No, they don't. I've never saw any ketamine use that I know of.
Well, yeah, but why do they have it?
Well, to use it, I guess. I don't know.
It's a tranquilizer. It's like, it's so bizarre. Yeah.
Yes, maybe it's to tranquilize the horses.
That's for horses.
Oh boy.
So, Lila, I'm confused. You thought that this was an L for me then? Or no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, can I be honest, Aaron, you did.
Oh.
I feel like Ashton was about to say something nice. Get her back on.
It's fine. Shit lips, he's only saying this because Nick can't respond. Get Masterson on. He knows Nick better than this grifter.
Really? The guy who hung out with him. The guy who hung out with him almost every day for 6 months. Get fucked.
Aaron has nothing to lose at this point. He's a giant L. There's no more to be lost.
Chrissie, just read the chat. He's only saying that because Nick can't respond. Call Masterson. I don't have his number.
Masterson wasn't there. Was he part of the four-way? I mean, did you and Nick have a little thing too?
I never.
Unless you were in the hot tub, you can't speak on this.
Exactly.
Did Kayla show you pictures of her family? No. Then shut up. Okay, it's enough.
This is now for an irrelevant super chat from Brady. Can you ask Ashton why she blocked me on X for simply asking her why she's retweeting pro Amber Heard bot accounts? Love you, Chrissie, and grats on the baby. Ashton, do you want to unmute yourself to respond?
Yeah, I don't really know the account they're talking about. If I see like a tweet or something that I agree with, or it's like newsworthy, I'll share it. Or maybe it's a horror thing. Maybe it happens to be shared by a pro Amber Heard. I don't really look at the actual account. Like when I retweet something or like something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the account that I support. I feel like that's most people on Twitter though, when they share something or like something. If I block it, it's probably because you're spamming me.
And also, Brady, if you're saying some bullshit, okay, Ashton doesn't have time for that. Okay, she'll block people if you're just being asked. We don't have time for that. I blocked someone today who said my voice sounded like helium, and I said, you know what, you get a block. If you don't like my voice, then I'll just block my voice out your life. How about that?
Block all Bradys.
Yes, all Bradys are now blocked. Good day, sir. Bubble tea is a drink for homosexuals. Why would I want to choke on balls after I love bubble tea? Goodbye,
Good
Zach.
point.
Good day. Oh my God, there's so many random little super chats. Aaron, any other thoughts? I feel like you're having a cathartic venting session here.
I'm having a cathartic run. I think I'm due for my next breakdown. If I don't get to sleep in about 13 minutes, I think the next breakdown should end. But,
you should sleep. You should sleep, and I should pump my boobs because I feel like I'm about to.
I actually, you know what? I think we're both going to do that before we go to bed, and then
they call you Mooby for a reason, don't they?
Mooby.
You know what, Aaron? Thank you for taking out all the elephant-sized skeletons and throwing them out.
Yeah,
out into the atmosphere. You know what? I do think that it's brave that you're being honest and that you have admitted that you fucked up in this situation.
Yeah,
this was a failure, and that's okay because you're moving forward, and you're not addicted to cocaine. Thank God, that is a blessing. Because if that would have happened,
who has money for that? Also, it ruins your life.
Yeah, right. There's that too.
But it is expensive.
They're all going to be okay. I think.
Everyone's gonna be fine. This is the ebb and flow of life. You either you live long enough to be the what is it?
You can do this.
You know,
hero villain.
You either die the hero or become the content.
Become trans.
You either die the hero or become the content. I mean, how beautiful is this, though? I mean, God, life is interesting. Here is Nick Rekieta talking about trials and cases. Now look at us. We're talking about his future trial and case. I mean, life is coming full circle.
Yes.
It's kind of, you live long enough to be the hero or you die to be the content.
How strange. Nick Rekieta's my Johnny Depp.
Wow. Yeah. Miser says, Aaron, what percentage of blame do you place on Chrissie for cursing April in the George Floyd selfie mockery event?
See, now that makes me really sad because that was a really beautiful time in our relationship where that was one of the funny things we could talk about, and you guys were very excited to come tell us about it, and
that was so much fun. We had so much fun. That was the first time I met April. She picked me up from the airport. She says, I know this is weird, but can we go to the George Floyd Memorial? I was like, yes.
Well, and that's kind of
with a good time.
That was kind of the tough thing with April and the internet, though, is like she loved doing stuff like that, but then it was hard for her to handle the feedback that would come with doing something like that. So it was this double-edged sword where, you know, she's like, oh, Aaron, I really want to do this. It'll be great. We'll take pictures. We'll post them online, this and that. But then when people would say shitty things about her going to George Floyd Square and doing that, that would really have an impact on her, and that would really affect her and affect her day to day. So it was she was good at what she did. She wanted to do it. She asked me to do it, and she hated the job she had. I was so excited that we could bring her aboard, but it did it broke her down, and then in turn broke us down in a way. And honestly, probably you could argue maybe softened us up to expose ourselves to this kind of thing that ultimately led to our
softening, exposing. Everything's happening.
Now you go empty those tits.
They really hurt. If I get a clogged duct because of this, I'm gonna be really upset.
Clogged duct.
Everything, it hurts really badly, and I have to massage them, and I have to put hot pads on them.
Oh my God, everyone's erect now.
Okay, one final super chat from the squid. Nick did nothing wrong. It's the cursed Sonichu medallion that caused all of this. Yeah, I believe it too. I believe it that it's Sonichu because he received a cursed medallion and he put it on.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You die a streamer or you live long enough to be the content.
Miser. Final super chat. Right. George Floyd selfie mockery event body count. 1 dad for Chrissy, 1 wife for Aaron. Worth it.
Fuck off.
Oh.
Jesus.
Suck my dick. Fuck you. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow. That's fine. My dad didn't even watch the show, so he wouldn't be upset.
He's watching it from heaven.
No, I bet he's not watching it from heaven.
He's busy.
Why would he start now? Why would he start in heaven? Like when he can do anything.
Simpcast is heaven to us. We love it here.
Yeah. All right, we're Aaron, I love you. I think everything's gonna be okay. Everything happens for a reason. It sucks right now, but there'll be a reason for it soon.
We'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And Lila, thank you very much for reminding me. I'm taking a massive, what was it?
L.
Thank you, sweetheart. That's very much appreciated.
Aaron, I say this with love, okay?
Yes, no, I understand.
You're a big loser, Aaron. She says it with love. But no, I'm just teasing. She's teasing. She says it with love.
The lesson is stay away from hot tubs, everyone.
You tell, and Lila, the next time you see our good friend Alex Stein, you tell him that I am very much impressed with him. He was very, very cool. The night of the arrest, he called me and he talked to me for a while, and then Keanu interrupted him, so I hung up on him. No, Alex was actually really cool. I haven't talked to Alex in a long time. And
are you coming on the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna come on the show. God, I think it's Tuesday or Thursday. I can't remember.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be on with Vic.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, Alex was. I just want to say that to everybody, to publicly. Alex was super fucking cool. Obviously, Chrissy and Keanu and Gino, this whole time, these last 7 weeks or so, have been fucking amazing. I've had a lot of friends and family that have been really supportive, and I would be a much bigger wreck than I am now had I not had the support system that I had. And 2 of the 3 women on the screen right now are a big part of that. The other woman who's off screen in Keanu's place is a big part of that. Gino.
Thank God for us. Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. And Ashton, if you can see, I'm wasting away. They're getting so small. Look at
it. 4th time. He does it a 4th time.
Oh my God.
He's done it again.
All right, I have to go. I'm dying.
Go.
Bye.
Love you all.
Guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right, love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.